2019's New Year's Eve was maskless, free, and full of hope.
I think the new decade is going to be great.
And New Year's Eve is typically a huge night for restaurants too, but for 2020's celebration, not so much. This year, New Year's Eve parties are mainly canceled and restaurants are reduced to carry out only. It's been a rough ride.
It's just sad to think about where we are right now and what was, right?
That's the voice of Kurt Bussard with Downtown Restaurant Investments. They operate restaurants in Bay City and Midland like Molasses Smokehouse, Pizza Sam's, and Old City Hall. Bussard says altogether, they have around 100 employees laid off in total. Tonight's business won't compare to years before.
We'll do, about a third to a half of the business that we normally do.
COVID's been knocked us left and right.
Hugh Miller co-owns Basil Thai Bistro in Midland. It says through carryout, they'll survive, but not comfortably.
Probably only half what we did compared to last year.
Then there's My Table in Bay City, a farm-to-table restaurant that's been through the ringer.
We went from a staff of around 40 to currently we're operating at about 2, give or take, doing just takeout, which is not really our focus. Most people come to eat at our place for the experience.
The owner, Amberlynn Hales, tells me over the phone they'd normally throw a huge party tonight. Instead, it's a takeout venison meal and a small turnout.
We're doing about 5%. I've been having to personally finance to keep the restaurant afloat until we can keep going because, vendors don't change, overhead doesn't really change. Trying to keep as much staff as I can, and that's probably the hardest part is telling, people that, I care about that work for me that I'm sorry, but you don't have a job anymore.
It's been a challenging year, but with dine-in set for potentially mid-January and the vaccine's arrival, 2021 could end with celebrations bigger than ever.
You got to be positive about it, right? You got to think, next year's going to be quite the champagne explosion.
Scott Walczek, WNEM TV5.